everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie and I'm here for flosstube number 21. And I have to do this one, a super quick one, because my boyfriend just left for grocery shopping and that's all the time I have. So let's get right into a whip update because I want to get it done. I just don't like it if he's around when I'm doing my videos. I'm talking kind of to myself. So let's get started and we can finish before he returns. So, last time, I totally forgot to show you my travel stitching. But I have been stitching while at work and stuff. So, this week, we have 2 weeks of progress in this one. The one I'm talking about is my dragon, and I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is what he looks like right now. So this is on 14 count Ada 2/1. And actually, as you can see, I'm doing 2 of the same dragon on the same piece of fabric. There's not a lot missing, so there's only like the tail missing over here. And that's what I'm going to do next. So yeah, I hope to finish in October. I'm not sure, but latest in November I will finish. And that's actually the year goal for this one, is to finish him in 2019. So we'll see how that goes. You will see him, or I will talk about him a bit later in the video because he's in my plans for next week. But as I said, that's something I talk about later on. Now, I'm stitching every day 30 minutes on one piece to get it done in October. The piece I'm talking about is the Joyful World Cell, the November piece. This is what it's, This is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And yeah, I show you a picture of what it looked like last time. So since last time I did quite a lot. I'm really happy how far I've come. I have one day when I came home from work at I think 11:30 p.m. And I thought about, well, doing half an hour. And then I watched some series on TV and I thought, well, 1 episode. And yeah, that got 2 episodes and 1.5 hours of stitching. All in that piece, and that's where I'm at now. So I'm actually only missing 2 colors. I'm missing the white, which you won't see that good, but well, that's okay. And some light yellow, and then I'm done. So I'm quite sure I can finish in October, even with only half an hour stitching every day. So yeah, that's on 32 count Belfast linen in the color Silvery Moon, and I'm stitching 2/2 with the called for Gentle Art Sampler threads. And the needle minder is from Dankai Designs. So I bring it up closer. That's where I'm at now. Really happy with how it looks. Yeah, and I continue to stitch on this one every day, half an hour. And yeah, that's for the plans. I don't bring that one out later on again. And then we're into the challenges. I think since 2 weeks I'm in the Facebook group Enchanted Stitching Challenges. So every day, or every week, we have 4 challenges. And you can go for either 30 minutes, 50 stitches, or 250 stitches for different amounts of points. I'm always trying the 250 stitches. And last week I completed. So for last week, we were supposed to stitch on something which will be a gift. So I took the Wedding Birds by Nikki Perrin on Etsy. Because I'm stitching this one for my boyfriend's sister's wedding next year. So I bring it a bit closer. That's what it's supposed to look like. And I show you a picture of where it was at last time. And I probably tell you just right now, there was a second task to stitch on something that flies. And again, I took this piece for it. So that's where I'm at now. I did, I think, 300 stitches in white to go up to the birds, make my way up there, because something that flies, I took those birds. I was really worried that I don't get 250 stitches in those birds because they don't exist as out of too many stitches, but those birds are exactly 320 stitches. So I got my challenge done. Needle minder is from Denka Designs, and I'm stitching this one on a 22 count 2/1. Yeah. So I did a lot on those branches and those birds and finished 2 tasks and more than 600 stitches, which is great progress on this one. My year-end goal, so for all of my projects, I decided on a goal which I want to reach till the end of the year. And for this one, I want it half done so I can gift it to my boyfriend's sister next year. This one will come out later on again. So I pack it away and then I later on show you just the chart. Yeah, that were the first 2 challenges. The third one was stitch on something with clothing. And I decided on Royal Games #1 by Mirabilia because, well, they were dresses, so there's clothing on there. And I show you a picture of where it was like last time. And this is what it looks like right now. So I already, sorry, let's make it like this. That's better. I already had some stitches up in her chin, and then I worked her face completely up and started on her crown and on her hair and the flowers in her hair, until I had my 250 stitches in. I stitched first bit of chronic in this piece, but I already have some beads in here, so yeah. She's really looking good. This one is stitched on 32 count 2/2. The fabric is a white opalescent linen from Zweigert, and yeah, you can see the sparkle. You can definitely see the sparkle. Super happy with how she is turning out, and I would love to stitch some more on her, but I reached my year-end goal. I stitched up to her face, and so she's going away. But I can't wait to stitch some more on her next year because she will look fabulous, and especially with the second girl in, I think the second girl down here is the more exciting one, the Queen of Spades. So yeah, looking forward. And that's it for the third challenge. The fourth and last challenge was the most complicated one, kind of. You should stitch in red, green or purple, white or black. And those 3 colors, or you should pick 3 of those colors, and those 3 colors combined should then complete those 250 stitches or that I was aiming for. So at first I read the instructions wrong, so I did 250 stitches. I thought I was done with the challenge and realized I wasn't. So I did some more stitches in there. But that means great progress on my project. The project was Lavender Garden by Rico Design. It's a tablecloth and you stitch around the middle on 4 sides. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at now. So the needle minder is from Denka Designs. This one is approximately some kind of 14 count fabric. It's woven into the tablecloth, so I can't tell you exactly. And I finished those pots down here and used the back stitch for my black stitches. I finished this top over here and counted the red stitches, and then I went up here, counted the red and green stitches, and over here counted the green stitches and the red back stitches. So yeah, great progress. I'm super happy. That means I'm about a third done with the side of the tablecloth. And my year-end goal is to finish the side. So I have this big pot down in the middle and then approximately as much as I already did on over here. Again on this side. Sorry, showed you the wrong one. Yeah, so let's see. The big pot alone means I need about 3 challenges to finish the pot. So let's see. For the moment, I'm really happy with what I've done, and the next time I'm going to work on this one, I will move the hoop. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But I don't need this one for this week's challenges. So let's get first into the rotation of last week, what I did work on next to my challenges, because I finished the challenges, still had some time left. So as I told you last time, I continued with 4 Seasons by Heaven Enough Designs, and artwork is by Jesse Gerika. I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is, what it looks like right now. So I finished the block, the 20 on 20 block that I was working in. And yeah, this is on 25 count 1/1 full crosses. The needle minder is by Denkai Designs. And now I am approximately over here. I'm already on page 2. This block brought me over to page 2. And my goal is to finish first this season over here and then move on to the next one. So I actually reached the season I want to start in. Yay! And now I'm going to work in 20 on 20 blocks. And I'm going to do the next one to the right. And then I'll see if I go down or further right. Depends on what the picture looks after this block. So, but that's plans for 2020, because my year-end goal for this piece was to finish 2 more 20 on 20 blocks, so blocks of 400 stitches, and that's what I did with finishing my block over the last week. I finished the second block, so that's another project which is going into kind of UFO status until the end of the year. So yeah, as I said, I finished the goal and I needed something else to stitch on. So I pulled out Tiger Chilling Out, a Dimensions kit. Design is by Matthew Hiller, and I did not work on this one for I think over 4 months, so it was time to get this one out. I show you a picture of what it looked like last time. And this is where I got to. So this one is on 18 count Ada, black Ada, obviously, stitched 2 over 1. And I started this column and made it about to the halfway point of the column. Year-end goal for this piece is to finish this column and 2 more. And then I would be done with the first quarter of the pattern, and that's the goal. Yeah. And that's everything I worked on. Let's get into the challenges for next week. I leave this one out because in the first challenge, you have to stitch on something to stop Jack from getting off with his sleigh. I said, this tiger is chilling out, but in Jack's sleigh, so he can't go into the sleigh. And that's why I stitched on my tiger for 250 stitches. Hopefully. Yeah, and then I'll show you next time what I get to. 250 stitches should finish the column, so we'll see. That's the first challenge. Second challenge, stitch on something that reminds you of Zero, the dog ghost Jack, which is Jack's friend, I suppose you can say. I decided to stitch on the wedding birds because presently I'm stitching all white. Ghosts are white and Zero is white, so yeah, that fits. So 250 stitches on this one. Third challenge. A method to protect your home from Jack, who wants to throw presents through the chimney or stuff like that. I said I work on my dragon because he would patrol. He's my pet dragon, and he would patrol around the house. 250 stitches. I already did 75 stitches because the challenge started yesterday, and I'm a day late with my update. So 75 stitches are already in there. Still some missing. 175 if I did the math correctly. And the last one is stitch on a Halloween or spooky piece. I'm going to stitch on the Lilac Fairy. It's a Vavaco kit, and she's all dressed up as Fairy for Halloween. Yeah. I just show you where I'm at with this one. This is on 14 count Lilac Ada, which was provided in the kit. And that's where I'm at. The background is stitched 1/1 and everything else is stitched 2/1. So my goal is to stitch some more on the background and maybe finish a bit more on there. And probably I just finish up those flowers. There's not a lot left. And then I would have that done and just concentrate on the background, because my goal for the year is to finish the flowers and the background up to her waist approximately. So that's the fairy. And then I finally have some haul again. I had not had stuff to show you for quite some time, actually. I'm still in the DMC monthly thread club, where I get 27 or 28 skeins of DMC every month, and after 18 months you have a whole set of DMC. I'm still in there, but I just don't show you because it's DMC, so I don't see the point really. So, some haul. For the Joyful World sale, I think for the December or even January piece, I needed some more apple cider by the Gentle Love Template threads, so I got myself that. And I got myself some blending filament in the color Pearl, so it's 032, for actually a few projects I'm working on, so I got 2 spools. And then I got 2 pieces of fabric I show you in a second, and then I decided to fill my cart with DMC to get up to 50 euros, because then I don't pay shipping. So that's what I did, and got myself some DMCs. All colors that I knew I would need, and so that's what I did. And the fabric I got myself is Zweigart Murano, vintage Murano in gray. So it's a printed fabric. On the front there's this print, and on the back it's just plain gray. I already have 1 piece of those, but I plan to stitch all the Bewitching Pixies from Nora Corbett. I think there are 12 completely in the complete series. There are 12 of those, and I want to stitch all of them. I have 1 already here, Gwen I already have. I have some more on order. Last week I got in a really I need to buy stuff. So I did. But a few things I bought from 123 Stitch, so they will take approximately still a month till they arrive here. So yeah, but in those there are some Bewitching Pixies. And I will show you as soon as they arrive. So now I have the fabric for 6 of them. So for half of them, I already have the fabric. Someday I get some more fabric, because I really love this fabric. It's the printed one, and I really like how it's modeled. So yeah, and that's my haul. But as I said, I have something more on order, and it will arrive whenever it arrives. Yeah, we'll see. And yeah, that's it. And I made it until my boyfriend came home. So yay! Super cool. If you have any questions, because I kind of rushed through, so if you have any questions, just ask me below in the comments. I'm happy to answer. As I said, I know it's a bit rushed, but I had to get this video done. It feels better to do it when he's not home. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful stitchy weekend or week, and I hope to show you a lot of progress next week. And I see you. Bye.